Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Shoot the Bull.
So tell people why they don't want hogs on their property. A lot of people, do them recreation and they go dog hunting or, shooting at night and different things. But to me, really we need these off our landscape, and tell us why.
Well, they compete with native wildlife. I mean, they eat everything a deer eats, including deer. They have no natural predators. I mean, and wherever that pig stops, that's home for him. I mean, and they're durable. I mean, animals. You know I've seen us go full. We used to advertise recipes in the game and fish deal on wild hog and stuff, and then we promoted them as disease ridden, whatever. But the bottom line is they don't belong on the landscape. It doesn't matter, you know. And we're not going to get rid of them in their entirety. I mean, but it's not another game species. And look, I got friends of mine that are hog hunters that they'll be burning my house down now that we've said that. But it and again, your hog hunter, and that's what I always tried to instill that into my game and fish counterparts whenever I was there. Is hey, these guys they're a resource because some of these hogs are not trappable. Right. I mean, and so you do need to incorporate a good hog guy, and I mean a dog man to come in there and do some mop up possibly. And so I see them as a tool. I mean, I've hog hunted with dogs and stuff, and it's an adrenaline rush if that's what you're into. It's a little barbaric for me. I'm a turkey hunter. I mean, but and I love dogs. So, no, it's I think you got to use every tool in the tool chest. Trapping, night shooting, hog dogs are effective, but it's pigs are going to be here, but they're the biggest thing economically is pastures and crops and your neighbor, and you may like them and you may like to have as an alternate source to shoot, or something during when deer season ain't in there, and that's what a lot of people are hunting them in the off season. But you really don't want to be out there disturbing if you're trying to manage for turkeys and deer. I mean, you really want to be out there jacking around during that season. You got to let stuff rest, so I think in my mind, and again, if I was going to incorporate it and I was the all seeing, all knowing person, I would probably right after deer season, I'd give them a little old narrow hog season, and let them come in there and kill some of these. I mean, if you could incorporate that somehow and manage that, and I know folks would, not going to agree with this, but even on some of the wildlife management areas and stuff, I mean, that could be a tool where you could kill some of the smarter ones and bust them up, because we all know those juvenile hogs are a lot easier to trap, especially when you get rid of the smart ones, because people think I'm crazy on this deal, but these pigs do communicate and they do talk. I've sat out there in the woods at night before we had this, and matter of fact, some of our issues we had in early on was cell phone service. Mm-hmm. And so what I did is I took a battery and I took an inverter, and then I put a cell phone booster like you put in your house, and then to run that GSM deal. And people's like, well, you can't do that. And well, guess what? You can. I was doing it next thing, and so we was putting that together in this little old portable box. And then we were making the old stuff work off of a household cell phone booster and that inverter. It wouldn't last but about 3 days. Right. But if you'd done your work, you didn't need it for one night if you did your homework. But one particular night, I sat on the Village Creek State Park over there, and I had probably about 50 hogs coming to a trap. And I went in there, and it was raining that night. And I sat down in there, and I won't ever forget it. I had a rain suit on, and I had a string tied around my hand, and I had a gun laying across my lap, and I was eased up there, and a boar come up growling at me, and it sounded like a dog, growling, but he's standing there, and I just got through watching two boars fight, and these boars, they come up and they get eyeball to eyeball with each other, and they start growling. Uh-huh. Well, whoever flinches first, that one, he'd slap him, and the race would be on, and they'd run all over there. And I was sitting there watching all this, I had night vision, and I was watching this, and I was waiting on my pigs, and all of a sudden, here comes pigs. And they're down in there, and it was muddy. And those things were eating, and it was just there was probably 35, 40 hogs already in the trap, and I'm sitting there thinking I got them. About that time, that pig come walking up to me, and he's standing right beside me. And he starts growling at me like he thinks I'm another pig, and I'm like, "Oh Lord!" But I wasn't giving for nothing. I mean, I was going to catch those pigs. Well, they broken. Something happened. One got downwind of me, and whatever she said meant run, and everybody bounced off the cages and rounded off. But I could hear those pigs walking through the woods, and they were making noises, and the adults and the little, but they're just nonstop talking to each other. And I thought to myself, and that is crazy. I mean, these jokers are smart, I ended up making a pretty good catch later on that night, about 3 or 4 hours later, but I had to sit and earn it. But I mean, that's
being dedicated.
That's thank God for the modern hog trap and live feed videos. All I can say. But we was even getting. I remember back when we was having cell phone issues. And I know the camera systems have gotten better and better, and you keep, that's kind of the cutting edge of where you're going. And you're able now to use cell phone service or trapping where there's no cell phone service,
right?
And with satellite and stuff. And I mean, I guess
point to point, and all kinds of stuff.
And I was going to take a weather balloon and an antenna and a coax cable, and I was going to trying to get the signal out of the valley so I could drop on a trap. And now here we are. I mean, so the hog trapping has definitely evolved, and dude, it wouldn't have happened without you. I remember as me and JP Fairhead, we tied that first live feed over there. We would catch that pig within just minutes after we pulled off from the trap. I mean, dropped on it, and and it was like, oh, this is it. Yeah. We're here.
Yeah.